Hey guys, this is my review for Once Upon a Time, Season 5, Episode 14, Devil's Due. So, the gang's still in the underworld, and the last episode ended off with Hades saying that he wants, because Emma and company are interfering with how things are run down in the underworld and helping people move on, he says that Cook has to chisel three names of his loved ones of the group into tombstones in order to make sure they stay trapped in the underworld, and so he can continue with business as usual. Hook refuses, of course, and Hades takes him on a boat across the River of Lost Souls. I think it's also called the River of Styx in Greek mythology, and basically chains him up and hangs him over this. And it's like a platform, but it's like there's like an opening in it that was going to drop him into the River of Styx and make him a mindless soul, in order to let go of his hope and force him to cooperate. Meanwhile, Emma and company are cleaning up from the aftermath of the battle with the Hellhound, and Rumpelstiltskin goes back to Peter Pan's shop, his dad's shop, and I think using an eye and something else he throws into a cauldron. He looks through a crystal ball to find out, to show him what he sees, and he ends up having it see an image of Belle having dinner with one of the dwarves back in Storybrooke, and causes him to drop the crystal ball. So he basically accompanies Emma to go rescue Hook, and he says the only way to get down to Hades' part of the underworld is basically the aura of a soul that's already in the underworld, and he goes to seek his ex-wife Mila, who is the mother of Bellfire. Bellfire was Neil, the person who appeared in this, who is the father of Henry, and Emma's ex-lover, just for anybody who's not watching the show. But anyway, they hold hands, they go down into the underworld, take a boat through the River of Styx, and Emma's able to get the Hook, surprisingly with little effort, and Mila talks about how her unfinished business was feeling like she betrayed Bellfire and wanting to apologize and being able to see him and ask for his forgiveness for everything he's done. Rumpelstiltskin tells her that he showed up again in his adult life and forgave him for all his actions, as just to put her at ease. But then, of course, Hades shows up and freezes Mila, and then tries to make a deal with Rumpelstiltskin, in which he would basically betray the group. He would basically do what he asked Hook to do: betray the group, trap three people down there, and in exchange for being sent home, even if he doesn't have a boat. So he's basically sent back to Mila, who is basically frozen in place by Hades. Rumpelstiltskin telekinetically pushes her into the River of Styx, and then tries to make it look like Hades attacked him. And even though they're able to make it out, and Hook still resents Rumpelstiltskin for what he did and rendering his sacrifice meaningless, he just says that he doesn't necessarily owe him. I guess they're just even. There's going to be a stay of execution, but he just wants to kill him for what he's done at some point. And of course, there's this side story in which Regina goes to talk to Cruella de Vil about the map for the cemetery and what she's now calling Underbrook, and Cruella explains how if there's a tombstone, that means somebody's there with unfinished business. If it's tipped over, they moved on to the afterlife. If it's cracked, they've met a far worse fate, which is probably being trapped in the River of Styx, presumably. And Regina goes to the cemetery and finds that Dave Coulter. If you guys know who that person is, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. If maybe he was a character in a previous episode, or if he actually showed up in a previous episode. His grave was tipped over, and Regina lamented how even though she didn't get a chance to see him, she was happy that her first love was able to move on. And even though Regina realizes when she's helping a wounded horse down there that her magic's back, and she plans to use Emma's heart and I guess like separate it in order as a way to put one half into Hook, the other half back into Emma, and then use it as a way to get out of the underworld. But when she tries it, she's not able to do it, and they go to the cemetery when Hook explains what Hades was trying to do, and finds out that Regina, Emma, and Snow White's names are chiseled into the tombstones and they're trapped there. And even though Rumpelstiltskin goes to tell Hades that he's fulfilled his end of the bargain, he finds out, as we see through a series of flashbacks, that when Mila and Rumpelstiltskin were married and Bellfire was a little boy, he got bitten by an Atlantean rattlesnake. They went to go see a man named Frederick the Healer, but he says that they had to pay to get the cure for it. They didn't have any money. Mila convinced Rumpelstiltskin to go and just kill the healer with a knife. Rumpelstiltskin couldn't do it because he couldn't live with killing a man just for the sake of saving his son, and his son knowing such that, Rumpelstiltskin just signs a contract saying that he'll give him his second-born son in exchange for the antidote, and he just assumes that, well, hey, Mila, we don't have to have a second kid, so we get off scot-free. And of course, during those flashbacks, when they were discussing the plan at the bar, Hook, Killian Jones, came in and started flirting with her, and even though she rejected his advances, the fact that Rumpelstiltskin made this decision without her is presumably the reason why she gets into a romance with him down the line. And then of course the deal still comes back to bite Rumpelstiltskin in the ass, even though while Rumpelstiltskin was a Dark One, he killed the healer just to get out of the debt. But since Hades summons the healer while they're in the underworld, and he signed over the contract over the Hades because it turns out that Belle was pregnant with Rumpelstiltskin's second child, and the contract is no longer void. And now Hades is using that to basically strong-arm Rumpelstiltskin into doing his dirty work. So I thought it was a pretty good episode. I'm really liking this Underworld arc. I mean, like I said, I don't know if Dave Coulter was a character who, like I said, this is the only season of the show I watched. I don't know if Dave Coulter was somebody who appeared in past seasons, because otherwise to me it didn't have any significance. The plot didn't really have much significance, but other than that, so that was kind of pointless, but besides that, it was still a pretty good episode. I'm surprised that Hook got free as quickly as they did, but I figured, they're going to carry out this storyline from now till the season finale, so they probably can't get, they're not getting out of the underworld that easily. But, like I said, I gave the episode like an 8. So, what do you guys think of it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. I will talk to you soon. And, by the way, You guys are gonna have to be really patient with me because I've been working all weekend, and so I haven't had a chance to watch Daredevil season 2. I'm planning on maybe breaking it up over the week, just like I did with Jessica Jones last fall. Um, Although, like I said, it's gonna be like a juggling act because of course I'm gonna be doing my usual reviews of Supergirl, and the Flash and Arrow back this week, and then of course, I got other life responsibilities I gotta get to. So, stay tuned, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Stay tuned for my other videos for the week, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.